Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Everyday Carry for Everyday Guys. So today's review is going to be on the Manker Sabre. So those of you who remember my 2018 favorite EDC gear item review video, if you don't remember it, it's popping up on your screen right now. I ranked this as my favorite EDC blade. A lot of people have been asking me about it ever since, what I like about it versus the price of it. So I'm going to take you through my favorite things about the blade. I'm going to give us some specs about it, but as you guys know, I don't like to do the specs thing because you can find that on the internet. I'm more going to tell you why I like this blade and why I think for the 3,000 Rand price tag, it's actually value for money. So let's get into it. So guys, the 3,000 Rand price tag on this blade is what's going to scare a lot of people. But before we get into it, I want to talk to you about the materials used. First, the blade is M390 blade steel. Now, M390 blade steel, for those of us who do know about blade steels, is really premium, high quality blade steel. It's extremely hard. It maintains the edge really well and doesn't often need sharpening. So that is one of the major selling points. The other are these scales. So these scales are titanium, which adds this really nice weighted feel to the knife. It's not heavy, it's not light, it's just like the right weight. Another thing I like about it is this Tanto blade style. Now, with the blade being this sharp, it's almost like you kind of get two edges and two tips. So you got a tip there and a tip there and an edge over there and an edge over there. And it really is possible to manipulate the knife with it being this sharp, sort of with your hand in this position, using only this piece here as an edge. I'll try to chuck in some B-roll if I do have it of me using the blade like that, but extremely sharp, and that's sort of where you're even getting that pricing from. You know, with blades this sharp, this thing is like razor blade sharp. It does take a bit more engineering, especially when you are dealing with a blade steel that's this hard. The jimping, which is these serrations at the back here, is really good. It's very grippy, which is very important. It's got this little piece cut out over here, over there, so that your finger can sort of have something tactile to know when you're on the edge of it. With a blade this small, you do want quite a lot of grip to prevent your finger from sliding all the way down the actual blade. Now, I don't know if this was planned when they named this knife, but I do find this Sabre grip to be the most comfortable grip. And this is, like I said, this is called the Manker Sabre, so maybe there was some planning in there or just a happy accident. But the Sabre grip on this knife with your thumb sort of on the back of the blade is what I find to be the most comfortable grip. It's just a bit too small to hold in a reverse grip and a hammer grip. Also, you don't have the same amount of control that you'd want when holding it like this, as opposed to with a Sabre grip, which I find is the most comfortable. The locking mechanism is ultra smooth. It is liner locked, and you can sort of hear as you open and close it that it's very tactile. You hear one click, which is there, and the second click, there you go, opening it, 1 and 2. So you've got really high levels of engineering in this blade, and that's kind of what, in my opinion, where you're getting that price point. Like I said, the scales are titanium, the blade is M390, it is ultra sharp. I've used this for pretty much anything. I think I've even cut like aluminium cans, and I've not had an issue. And the important thing of blades is that they need to be sharp. Most often, you're going to hurt yourself with a blunt blade. So that's very important. Guys, another thing I want to talk to you about with regards to this blade is the opening mechanism. So it's got like a little tab at the back here, and I'll put B-roll in so you can see it closely. But when you flick this blade, it's so smooth. It's like the blade wants to flick off the knife. It's got a really smooth opening action, which again, with a knife this small that you are going to be holding in a different sort of way to which you'd hold a normal full-size knife. I'll give you an example. I'm holding this sort of just with 2 fingers. Whereas with my honey badger, which I also reviewed, that review is also popping up on the screen right now, you get a more of a full hand grip on the blade. So you've got to sort of adjust your grip for a knife this small, and when you do that, you do want the opening mechanism that is smooth, because you don't want it flying out of your hand. You're not going to have as much finger on this blade as you would with a larger size knife. So that's something to take into account, and it's something the guys at Manker have considered. Now, this does not have any kind of belt clip, which for most people, even for myself in the beginning, was a bit of a downer. I'm a belt clip kind of blade guy, but with it being so small, it's very easy to just drop into your pocket, walk around with. And remember, I use knives for utilitarian purposes. I don't use it as defensive tools. And a lot of people will say this knife is too small to use as a defensive tool. You put this knife in the hands of someone like Kelly McCann, who's trained, and there's more than enough capability there to cause serious harm with a blade this small. Also, what I do like is that toggle to open the knife. On the other side of it acts as like a finger stop. So if you are piercing something, you know, your forefinger or your index finger doesn't slide past this piece over here, which is very cool as well. The knife itself does come in 3 colors. This is the blue anodized iteration. It does come in like various versions of stonewash. You get these guys from Torch SA. Henry Beeman actually sent this to me. You guys have heard his name often on the channel. Henry Beeman, he's the importer of Olight as well. He's an enormous supporter of our channel. So if you do see this guy, give him a hug, buy him a Coke. He makes a lot of these videos possible. So I'm really, really thankful to him for that. Just a few more things as well, guys. It does have a lanyard hole at the back if you want to carry it on a lanyard just to make it more accessible. And then I know I said I wasn't doing it, but I'm chucking some specs. The total length of this blade when it's extended, as you see here, is around 13 centimeters. When you close it, it's about 8 centimeters, and the blade itself is around 5 centimeters. So it's not a big knife. It's really quite small. And for EDC purposes, if you aren't looking for a tactical EDC knife, you really, you know, you don't have to look much further than this. I do know it is quite pricey. Around 3,000 is a lot to spend, but at the end of the day, you are getting what you're paying for. You're getting high quality, high grade material. So definitely one to look at. I will leave links to this knife if you want to look at it. Click the link, it'll take you straight to the site where you can buy it here locally in South Africa. That is it. Really cool knife. Currently the knife I EDC, and as you guys know, I've got a lot of knives to play with, but this for me is just the most comfortable. Drop into your pocket and it's gone. And it's ultra sharp. It's a really, really good utilitarian tool. So guys, that is it for the review of the Manker Sabre. As you can see behind me, I've got some backpacks, one from Oakley, one from Kanai. Backpack review month is starting soon, so keep an eye on the channel. This might be a good time to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, so you don't miss out on anything. Also, we're going to start a new sort of segment on the channel called Non-Tactical Tuesday, where I'm going to do all my giveaways. I am going to be giving away an Olight S2R baton too. I put a poll up on Facebook and Instagram. That seems to be the one people like, so we're going to be giving that away. And that's going to be on the new Tactical Tuesday segment of the channel. My usual review slots will remain the same. 6 o'clock on a Sunday will be a review of a gear item or whatever the case may be. The Tactical Tuesday will just be an ad hoc add-on. So that's it, guys. Thank you to Henry Beeman for sending me this. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good week. Thanks for checking out the channel. Cheers. God bless.